Oh hi! Welcome to another Minecraft video with me, Cold Oatmeal. Now today I wanted to showcase something that I've been working on for a while. If you know me, you know that I like Star Wars, and so today's build is inspired by that. This is a Jawa Sandcrawler. Now the Jawa Sandcrawler is something that was shown in the very first Star Wars film, and also in the new Mandalorian series. Now, the Jawas were these junk traders. Whenever you see them, you always get this vibe of organized chaos. Sandcrawlers were these old and rusty yet highly efficient vehicles that served as kind of a roving home for the Jawas. Throughout this build, you'll be able to see a lot of that atmosphere of organized chaos that was really important to me to capture. These Sandcrawlers were really kind of boxy, and so, like any large build that I do, I start with a simple shape first. I made a giant box the size that I wanted, and I slowly tweaked parts of it to fit the correct shape that I wanted, as closely as I could to the Sandcrawler from the movies. But it's the details here that really make this shine. The large panels made out of trapdoors, for instance, as well as the small little windows in the sides here. Now I've used this gradient throughout the whole build. I started down at the bottom with these dark oak planks, then I moved up to brown terracotta, and then brown concrete. And finally with some stripped dark oaks mixed in with a little bit of spruce wood. This gradient from dark brown to light brown is a good way to fill a large space and have some easy detail to make a wall seem not quite as dull and boring, even though it's still very flat. It also tricks your eye into thinking it's a little bit taller as it gets lighter towards the top. Finally, it really helps convey this feeling of wear and tear that happens with age. This build is meant to feel a little bit old and derelict and just really worn, and so the variance in texture and color really help to convey this. In order to make the Sandcrawler fit into the environment well, I've piled up some sand in the front here, where the treads would have pushed the sand up as it came to a halt, as well as breaking up the sand here in the back so it looks like it left these tracks as it traveled along. Together, this really gives the impression that the Sandcrawler is a mobile structure. Adding little elements like this makes it feel like a part of the area instead of just being plopped here out of nowhere. It tells a story. Although right now the Jawas are stationary, likely trying to peddle some of their wares, out of the side here they've set up this little canopy and a few droids lined up to sell as well. Inside the main opening, there are a couple of vehicles that may have been repaired or are currently being worked on. Once again, there are a few small details that bring a level of immersion to the build. These hydraulic pistons to open the main gate, and this claw to lift items up to the second level here. On both levels, there are various tool benches and workstations for the Jawas to tinker and pull apart. Deeper inside, we have a conveyor belt to move around a lot of the components and parts, as well as a large smelting array to melt broken or otherwise useless junk into raw material and to be crafted into something new. All throughout, we have a labyrinth of rooms and hallways with living spaces tucked in anywhere it will fit. This really conveys this feeling of organized chaos where the Jawas would have tried to make the best use of any available space that they had. Even the rooftop is filled with canopies, with chests and barrels filled with parts, with tons of droids, both functional and in disrepair, laying about. Well, this Jawa Sandcrawler was a ton of fun to work on, and it was really difficult to kind of fill up these spaces and to stretch my imagination on what the Jawas could possibly have inside of their giant fortress here. Anyways, I hope you've really enjoyed it, and I hope that you've been able to learn a little bit of something about the creative process I go through and the decisions I make for some things. Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been Cold Oatmeal. May the Force be with you.